Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me today for our Lunch and Learn. We are on episode 23, and today we're going to talk about the 3 qualities that I personally look for in somebody when I am recruiting them. I think these are 3 characteristics that if people have them, their chance for success is much, much higher. So let's wait a few seconds. I know people are logging in onto Facebook. Hello, hello. And thank you guys to all of you who subscribe to my YouTube channel or watch this in the future because somebody shared it with you. And as a reminder, please do subscribe. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/create wealth with Tara. And this is always going to be free MLM training for you and your teams. Good morning, hello, or good afternoon, I should say. And anyway, I'm excited to be here today. Again, we're talking about episode 23. The 3 qualities that I look for in somebody that I'm recruiting. And remember, we have talked about kind of like the law of the mirror is you will reflect, you will attract who you are. So these are 3 things that not only should you always be looking for in people, but you should actually exemplify yourself, because remember, you're just always going to attract, who you are, not what you want. So, the first one is, let me raise my chair up. I feel like I'm really low. Okay, that's better. Okay. The first one is desire. And I know that, Napoleon Hill talks about it, kind of like the root of all creation comes from desire for something more, desire for change, desire for, a different life. And desire, there's a very thin line between desire and obsession, right? Desire is when you want something so bad that you think about it all the time and it consumes you in a healthy way. Obsession is, I think obsession would just be an unhealthy desire. Like when somebody, when a person loves another person and they desire them beyond what would be normal, that's called obsession. And it's okay. I know obsession's okay because Grant Cardone, who wrote the 10X Rule, that's up there too, just wrote a book called, Be Obsessed or Be Average. So we're going to just call it desire though today, because desire is it can be a very compelling force. And you might meet someone that has, everything. One of the common things that I get all the time in network marketing is, oh my gosh, Tara, if I could get this one person, they would just be absolutely amazing, right? And we all know that one person, oh my gosh, if they could see this, they would just blow it up. They would be so good at this. They would be top of the ranks. They would be the intergalactic global rank. But you cannot give somebody desire. You can't give that to somebody. We call that passion, I guess. So when I started in the network marketing industry 9.5 years ago, I had a strong desire to stop working for someone else so that I could be home, with my kids more. I had a strong desire to replace my income so I could own my own life. I had a strong desire to be there when my son, working in his classroom. I had a strong desire to pick up my daughter every day from her nap time, or, just be able to go in and work whenever I felt like it. I had a strong desire to take vacation when I wanted a vacation, not when Bob in the office had, put his request in and he already had his. So I had a strong desire to get out of office politics, right? I had a strong desire to help people. I had a strong desire to become a wellness entrepreneur once I saw it. So the number one thing you have to have, and it is so important, is desire. And you have to look for people who want change, because just because you know someone that's successful and well-connected, well-spoken, they might have every quality that you'd ever want. They might be organized. They might, have the largest network, have huge influence, but they might not have the desire. For example, if you see somebody, I have a friend who's a pediatrician, for example, and she loves being a pediatrician. She went to med school for, 8 years, and she doesn't make as much money as me, which is crazy. And she loves helping people, but she's so focused on what she's doing that that's not her passion is medicine, right? Her passion is not mine. So, even though she would be good at it and she would probably be able to sell the product with her eyes closed, my product, wellness products or whatever, sometimes it's okay when people are finding when people are following their own dream, right? What we're looking for in this industry is people who are not happy with their current situation. Our job in network marketing is not to find everyone to make them be more excited about your opportunity than what they're doing, to derail them from their lifelong passion. If someone's an artist and they love being an artist, or if they're a teacher and they love being a teacher, and that's their desires to impact the lives of kids, it doesn't matter how much, not everyone desires money, right? Or whatever. You're looking for people who desire change, who say, I've had enough, I want to know a different way, or I want more options, or I want more income, or I want, to help people. You have to look for people who are desiring change, who want something different than they already have. So when you're talking to people and they're like, no, I'm happy where I currently am, I'm fine, I make enough money, I golf and I fish and I do everything that I want to do and my life is full, that's not your guy. You're looking for somebody that just is saying, you know what, I see what you're doing and I want more, maybe more freedom, maybe more money, maybe more philanthropy, maybe more help. But you're just looking for people who aren't satisfied and want to change their situation, because this is what a huge cause for frustration is to people. And I will probably say this in 500 more Lunch and Learns, is that, when you get into network marketing, you're so excited about your product and your service or whatever, and rightfully so. You should be. You should not have joined if you're not going to be excited. So what we do is we say, gosh, we want everyone to see this, and we start trying to push our stuff on other people. And you love the company video, or you think, oh my gosh, this leader in my team just give the most incredible presentation. I don't know how you're all not signing up right now, right? We all have those moments. But your job in network marketing is not to lead the horse to water. Remember, that's just giving someone information. Your job is to find thirsty horses. Your job is to make the horse so thirsty it begs you for the water, because you're finding thirsty horses. So don't go find horses that are full. Don't go, find you guys are getting horses that live on a lake that drink all day long, and you wonder why they don't want to come to your little pond, because they're already full. You're looking for people who don't have what they want out of life. And that could be, many, many things. It could be, much more than income. So the first thing is desire. You've got to find people who have a strong desire for more, a strong desire to change their circumstances. And you got to find out what that desire is. And you have to paint the vision of how what you have is a solution for the desire that they have. And when they see the connection, that's when the magic happens. See, people close themselves. You don't close people. You're not a car salesman. You're not trying to, you're not trying to prevent your person from going to another car salesman, right? You're not, your job isn't to close every single person. Your job is to find people who are looking, and then give them information. And if they see a fit and they see that this is a solution to the problem they have, the desires they have, they will close themselves. So desire is a strong, and I think it's probably the most important one. Well, they're all important, but you could have all the skill and all the other qualities, but if you don't have desire, you're not going to do it, because network marketing, you got to have tough skin. It is a job. It's not a job. It's a business. You have to treat it like a business. You have to do things. You have to talk to people. You have to travel. You have to go to events. You got to know product information. You got to know your services information. You got to know your compensation plan. You've actually got to do some stuff. This isn't just like sign up and there's no MLM fairy that just drops people in your team because you're awesome. You got to work. So if you don't have desire, you're not going to get out of bed every day, right? And desire could be fueled by passion. Like I have a strong desire, a strong, deep-rooted desire to help, change the situation of chronic disease. It's, killing millions of people unnecessarily. 58%, they say 58 or more % of all chronic disease is caused by what we put in our mouth. I have a strong desire to change that. Strong desire to make those trends go the other way. Okay, number 2, you want somebody who is coachable. This is an industry. It's an industry where you can make a lot of money. My best year was $897,000 in income in 1 year as a mom of 3. Like, that's what's possible. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't ever dream that was possible. But guys, that bottom line is That's what's possible. The sky's the limit. But you don't get there out of luck or timing or momentum or partnering with the right person or the ground floor opportunity. Like, oh my gosh, there's another new company all the time. And then I get hit by a wave of people. Oh, timing, position. So you know what I say to them? There are no one-legged millionaires in this industry. Meaning, I don't care if you put 5 million people underneath me or another person. If you don't go to work, you're not going to make money, right? But Coachable is huge because this is an industry where you have to master skills, and to the degree which you master them, and I mean master them, right? Would you want a doctor that is like, oh yeah, I kind of paid attention in med school, I just got by, and I really, I dabble in medicine. Do you want that doctor cutting you open? No. What about a lawyer that's like, yeah, law's cool, I dabbled in law. Do you want that guy defending you on the case of your life? Of course not. So the people who make the money, it's not a coincidence. They have skill sets and they've learned the craft, and you can learn the craft. And I love this. This is one of many books that I recommend. It's backwards, but Eric Worre, GoPro. He's got over 20 years experience. It's 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. This is a profession. You are going to have to learn skills, and to the degree which you learn them, you will be successful. But you're not going to just come out of the gates just, and say, oh, Tara, I called everybody on my list. I didn't make $1 million. Didn't work. It's done. Like, come on, guys. This is a profession. I've been in the industry now for 9.5 years. And I just enrolled 10 new people this month. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are distributors and 5 of them are customers. Now, certainly my warm market would have been shot 9.5 years ago, right? And all the people I just enrolled, I'm trying to think, how the longest one I've known is probably somebody, I met one of them in Hawaii 2 or 3 years ago, just sitting by the pool. She asked me what I did, and it wasn't the right timing for her, but we kept in touch. And lo and behold, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And now she's in my business because I kept in touch with her, and the timing is right for her. Then I have another friend, I probably knew her a little longer, that we've been friends. She's a friend of a friend, and we've gone to like birthday parties, and we took a limo ride into this wine tasting thing together. And she was asking me about my business years ago. And again, timing wasn't good for her. She wasn't interested in what I was doing. And so now timing's different from her. Now she has a desire, right? So it's going to be different timing for everybody. And like, I don't even know how I got off on the rabbit hole. Coachable is you want somebody that's going to be willing to learn the system, to have the staying power, to do the activities over and over again that are going to produce results. Oh, that was my point, is that I'm 9.5 years in the industry. I've probably enrolled now, just in distributors, in all the companies I've been in, probably 300 to 400 people. And I didn't know that many people when I started. And no, I don't go knock on doors. Do I talk to people by the pool in Hawaii? Yes. Do I talk to people when I'm on a wine trip and we're in a limo for 45 minutes and I'm sitting next to someone and they say, what do you do? And I share with what am I do? And they're like, well, that's interesting. And then I friend them on Facebook and we keep in touch, and then their life's different, and this is a long-term mindset. Guys, you guys would have, not you guys, many of you out there listening would have crossed both of those people off their list a long time ago. Gal I met by a pool in Hawaii 2 years ago, and we kept in touch, and she just joined this morning. Like literally got the email this morning. She just joined this morning. Long-term vision, right? So Coachable is you're going to be willing to figure out or learn the steps of what the people who go before you and have success, what they did. Now, the good news is this is the industry where the people that get to the top don't say, there's not a secret society, and they're like, oh, we're just going to let them all figure it out. This is the industry where you to the degree which you teach people on your team to be successful, that you make money. So coachability ranks up there with air and network marketing. Is you want people who are going to follow the system. You want people who are going to be willing to learn a different mindset, be willing to learn a new skill set, be willing to go to the events, be willing to be open to new ways of thinking and doing things, and be willing to go out of their comfort zone, and so a coachability. So, there's some great people there, man. They have a strong desire and they have all the other traits, but man, they want to put flyers on cars and they want to do radio advertisements. They want to do billboards. They want to do Craigslist ads. They want to do Google clicks. And I'm like, it's not going to work. And they're like, but Tara, my cousin owns a radio station. I could blast it all day. Well, good luck. Let me know how that works out. Because I have a friend that had a billboard for weight loss with a really cool before and after picture on one of the most busy highways in California that got 200,000 or 300,000 cars a day that passed by, and she got to put it up for free and never got a single phone call from it. Like, advertising works for advertisers because they spend millions of dollars bombarding you, and by the way, you only usually buy after dozens and dozens and dozens of impressions and different like avenues. So you see it on TV, you see it on billboard, you hear it on radio, you're being bombarded. Then you might think, oh, well, if I need that, product or service, then I will. You don't just see a billboard one time and call, so this is not the way network marketing works. There's a reason that these books sell millions of copies, because they are steps, and there are some uniform methods in network marketing that actually work. And they can be very simple, they can be complicated, they can be short-term, they can be long-term. But the bottom line is, you got to be willing to follow a system, because I don't know how to teach you any way but the way I've done it. Like, I am not a cold market prospector. Now, I'm attraction marketing, that's different. Meaning I have attracted many people through Facebook from, just giving training and value and, posts and whatnot and serving. But that's different. I'm not a cold market prospector, so I can't teach you cold market prospecting. But I'm sure there's some cold market prospecting in network marketing books. I'm sure there's some people that have gone out there and mastered that craft and taught other people. So it doesn't matter how big your desire is. If you don't have any coachability and you're going to try to just do it your own way, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get discouraged, and you're probably going to quit. And that's why there's an MLM graveyard out there, because people aren't coachable and they want to do it their own way. Everyone's really creative, and then they do it their own way and they fail. And then guess what they say? This doesn't work. Remember Uncle Joe? Uncle Joe tried this in 1967 and he bought a pallet and tried to go door to door, and door-to-door salesman, it's a really hard road, and now it doesn't work, right? So coachability is key. Be willing to go on the training calls, be willing to model behavior. Find the people who have had success in the areas that you are desiring success, and do what they do, right? Like, we've created an entire system, and our system isn't theory. Our system isn't like, ooh, I bet this would work if you did this. The system is, what do I do every day? When my team asks me, like, I put a bunch of people in the funnel on Friday, and they're like, what did you say? I will give them the exact text and say, well, this is what I said. But you got to take into context that, number one, I've known this person. They were a leader on my team. I have, so like, you got to kind of adapt it to fit you. But it's like, I will tell every single person on my team every day what I do all day. You can come watch me if you want. I'll give it away. That's what this whole industry is about, is duplication. And I'll tell you right now something about duplication. Good habits duplicate. Bad habits duplicate 10 times faster. And you don't want bad habits duplicating through your team at all. So be coachable and look for coachable people. Because if you're not coachable, if they say, we do these launch calls, or we do in-person meetings, or we do this training, or we do this, and this step 1, 2, and 3, and you're not willing to do it, and you don't have success, you can't blame the people. They're showing you what you're doing. So, there's nothing worse than you get a hotshot salesperson who's like, oh, I was #1 realtor in my town, or I was a top pharmaceutical rep 15 years in a row, and they get in and they will not follow the steps. And you're like, wow, I have this gem. I had this person who had so much potential, but they weren't coachable. They had the desire. They have every other quality. They're organized, they're business, they're professional, but they weren't coachable, and they will fall flat on their face. So be coachable and look for coachable people. And number three, the biggest, well, you got to have coachability to learn what you got to do. You got to have the desire to want to do it. And then the third thing is work ethic. You got to get out there and do it. There's so many people, and God bless, I will have a team of 100,000 of them they have the desire, they have the coachability, they join, they order the kits, they get in the community, they go to all the events, they're the first to save seats, and they are the most joyous people, by the way, in the team are these people. Like, they are my favorite people. They are the community builders, they're the love, they're the connectors, and they come. But then it's like, and they don't care, by the way, and this is a small majority, but like, they don't have great success. They don't go to the high ranks of the company. But I'll take a team full of them, by the way. But the third thing is work ethic, like going out there and having to get your knees scraped, having to go out there and do what it takes, get the no's, learn to overcome rejection, learn that ridicule is just something ignorant people say, learn that failure is just figuring out ways. But, the one thing is like the over-organized person. It's like ready, aim, fire. They're like ready, aim, and they're just ready, aim, and they're going to the events and they're reading books and they're sitting there and they're like, they're the first on every call and they're the first. I mean, they buy every coaching program online and they have every book and it's all in there, and they have the coachability and they have the desire, but they just never get out and do it. Like, did you make 5 calls this week? No. Then what'd you do? Like, you gotta be your own boss. Have a work ethic that you are your own boss. Like, what if someone said, I'm going to take your house this month if you don't go enroll 5 customers. Could you really not go enroll 5 customers? Come on. Like, the name of the game is you can't tell anybody. You can't be like, oh, you got to buy this product because if not, I'm going to lose my house. You just have to know, if you don't sell your product or service to 5 people, you lose your house. Are you saying that you would just lose your house? Come on. Of course you wouldn't. If you were being paid a salary to do what you did, to do what you do, and like, okay, right now, I make a lot of money. I'm not going to say it, but it's a multi-6-figure income. If I were paid a salary, I would probably be fired. I don't even think that I make enough prospecting calls for what I do. So let's pretend that you want to get to that intergalactic overlord rank that's, the grand poobah, 100 grand a year, quit your job, retire your spouse, right? Are you doing the activity that if you were being paid that salary by a boss, a corporate, like somebody, I was looking at your numbers every day, they were monitoring your activity, would you be fired? Would you fire you? More importantly, would you hire you? So you got to look at people like, if you're not doing the activities every day, you're not going to have the results. And people need to know that it's not work marketing. It's network marketing. But people think it's not work marketing. People think they quit their job and they don't work all day. I'll be honest. I'm always honest. I work harder for myself than I have ever worked for any boss. Why? Because it's my dream. It's my paycheck. It's my legacy. It's my impact. It's my team. It's the people that I want to help and grow and learn. So it's like, if you were your boss, would you fire you? Think about how much I know people are making $3,000-4,000 a month and they don't think that's a lot. And I go, how many hours did you work this week? Oh, 5. You're making a few $100s an hour. So like, really think about it. How much, like, okay, I'm just going to give you an example. If you sell $100 worth of our product, you make 40%. That's $40. So let's say that you just go and fill out your calendar and you go sit down with somebody for an hour and explain the benefits, and you're selling $150 in product, right? You're going to make $60. That's $60 for that hour of work. Do you know what $60 an hour translates into a full-time job? $120,000 a year. So don't discount just going and sitting down with people one-on-one saying, hey, can I share these products or the service with you and make money? And then, of course, you do that enough times, you make money. Now you have a story. Then you're going to have a story to go pitch the person like, hey, you want to make an extra $1,000 a month? Let me show you how I did it, right? I went out and I did $2,500 in sales this month and I made $1,000. So if you decide to become a distributor on my team, we're going to teach you how to do that, and I'll show you how to make $1,000. And guys, this is a statistic. Do you know the average person would stay, I don't know, years if they were just making $500 a month in network marketing? $500 a month. $500 a month. $1,000 a month is the equivalent. This is really important. Equivalent of having $250,000 sitting in a bank account at 5% interest. That's how much $1,000 a month is. So you don't think that sounds significant? Do you have $250,000 sitting in a bank right now at 5%? Probably not. So you can go teach somebody how to make $1,000 a month like this in network marketing. You can go teach them how to make $500 like this in network marketing. So work ethic is the single thing that's going to connect your desire and all the things you've learned to translating that into your goals, to lives changed, to making a difference, to making an impact, right? So you got to go do it. You got to be coachable. You got to get out there and do it. And then you have to figure out how you did it. And then you got to share that story with other people. And that's how you grow. So sometimes if you're uncomfortable leading with the business, which I don't know why, because we all got into network marketing to make money. So I don't know why you think anybody else wouldn't want to too. Every one of us, by the way, all of you, every one of you got in to make money. But that you think somehow that people will be weirded out if you tell them that they can make money. Like, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard, but people say that. So I always lead with the business. You know, I lead with the product, saying, hey, this is my product, but there's an incredible business opportunity because this product's so great, right? So work ethic is the key, because even if someone's not that coachable, but they have a work ethic, you could get them to do the right activities. Like, I could get somebody just to be like, okay, Ignorance on Fire, let's partner together. You just invite people, but let me do the sales, right? If you're not coachable and you don't want to learn the words, the system, the comp plan, that's fine. Bring them in here. We'll work with them. So work ethic is one thing you have to do. You have to go out there and do it. And you have to do it when you don't feel like it. You have to do it when you're rejected. You have to do it when you're defeated. You have to do it when you're, busy. You have to do it when you're distracted. You have to do it when life gets in the way. That is what's going to define whether you go on to be success. And like I always say, I try to outwork my team, and now there are many people on my team that outwork me, and that's okay. I try to at least, stay on pace with them. But, work ethic is something that gives you confidence. It gives you results, because if you go out and take the action and do the work, then you're going to eventually get results. And that's what's going to keep, day by day, encouraging you and changing your mindset slowly to opening up to new possibilities. Because what happens when people come in, they look at the whole mountain. They look at the top rank and they're like, that person has 80,000 million people in their company. I don't even know 8, right? But if you have this strong desire to get there and you're willing to do the steps, and you don't have to do the whole climb. You just have to can you do the first step? Yes. Can you do the second? Can you make one phone call? Yes. Can you invite one person? Can you introduce me to one person? Can you do the little things and then have little victories and have little successes? And I tell you, I don't know how I could really just get everyone to believe this. Whatever it takes to make $100 is the same to 100,000 and $1 million. It's all the same. It's all the same. Learn the simple steps and apply them every day. Go out and find people, build your business, be intentional about your schedule. And we'll do very soon here. I'm going to do a time management, because you can't manage time. You can only spend it better, because time is your most precious commodity. I'm going to do a time management one here pretty soon in the upcoming. But work ethic is, you got to go out and do it. You could read 8,000 million books like this, and you can be coachable, and you can show up to every event, and you can be on every call, and you can be the most prepared person on planet Earth. But until you go out and get out of your comfort zone a little bit, you're never going to grow. You're never going to go beyond where you are. Nothing great happens in that little bubble that's cozy. And that's why it's called a comfort zone, because when you get out of it, you feel uncomfortable. You start sweating, your stomach starts hurting. You get like that feeling because your brain's saying, you're doing something that doesn't resonate with your core belief system. So, going out there, just Ignorance on Fire, just just ignorance on fire, and you're going to actually have a little success. So Mike says, can you talk about the difference between spending money and investing money? Oh gosh, yeah. Yes, hold on. My cold coffee. So spending money, investing money. Yeah, that's a mindset. Spending money is, you know that you're, well, it's all, it's actually it's all the same, but it's the way you look at it. Like if I say I'm spending money on a car, I look at it as I'm wasting it. But if I say I'm investing money in my transportation, it's just a mindset difference. So when someone says, you know, okay, your business, it sounds great. How much does it cost? Versus somebody that says, what's the investment? I know the difference between who I'm talking to. One is a wealth-minded person, and one is one's an abundance-minded person, and one is a scarcity-minded person. Spent means it's gone and you won't get it back. Invest means there will be a return. That means invest means that whatever I put out, I will get something back. So you invest time in personal development. Like I spent or invested, see? Now you tell me which one. When I got a chance to be mentored by John Maxwell, his table is normally $25,000 a year, but because there was a lot of us and he was going to coach a whole team of us, like 25 of us at once, we got a discount. So I invested $12,000 in probably less than 25 hours of training. It was one conference call a month and then 4 in-person meetings. Invaluable. So a lot of people would say, wow, you spent $12,000, because if somebody doesn't have the intention of taking that material and using it to better their situation, which is if you learn, like it was a leadership course, if you learn the skills of leadership, then you will build your business and that will have a return. Like going to Tony Robbins. He's like, he has this one program, he guarantees you that your income will go up a certain amount or he gives you your money back. Like there's people who invest $1 million for 1 year, like a couple hours a month with Tony Robbins, $1 million. But he guarantees them if they don't see a return that he'll give them their money back or something like that. And so spent means, oh gosh, it was a waste. So you only know if you spent money or invested it by if you take that and you get a return. So if you go to an event and it costs you $1,000 and you come home and do nothing with the information that you learned, then you spent the money. If you went and you came home and you applied the principles, the trainings, absorbed the mindset and really learned and grew your business from it, they say the average investment, you can get multiple fold from going on to events, because you can come home and apply usually one principle. One principle can make all your money back in a very short time. So the difference is a mindset. It's broke or poor-minded people say spent, where wealth-minded people look at they're going to get a return. So they kind of average out, if I invest this, will it come back to me? And then they make decisions accordingly. So if you want to spend, like say $500 to get into a company, you're spending it if you plan on doing nothing with the business, but you're investing it if you plan on using it to build a business and an income. So desire, coachability, and work ethic. You have to be all three of those if you want to have success. And remember, you attract what you are. There's nothing worse than a bunch of people who are really excited and really trained who sit around and do nothing, right? They share stories about doing nothing. Meanwhile, the person who has a work ethic is going out there and they're building their team. And I always tell people that just remember that everybody on your list is on somebody else's list too, right now. Right now in your company or your product, there's somebody else that has your person on their list. The person with the strongest desire and who is willing to be coachable to make all those calls and has a work ethic that will obviously attract people, because you don't want to go work for a lazy person. I would never go work with somebody that was lazy, by the way. The person who has those qualities will get them first. And they will be more attractive to the person. Somebody who, if one if a prospect knows two people and one has never done anything and made any efforts, never had a call or a party or success, and one has gone on to make millions, which one do you think your prospect wants? Right? They want somebody who can teach them how to go where they want to go. So people will follow people with success. So you have to go there and do the work, get the success, and then continue to attract people. So very, very good. Thank you. Great question. And I think I'm going to probably do, I'll work on time management. I have a couple good ideas for tomorrow and the rest of the week. I will be not, today is Tuesday, the 15th. I will not be available on Thursday. I'm flying to Hawaii for a week, so I will be in an airplane. So take Thursday to, go and learn something else. Maybe go meet with a prospect on Thursday and apply some of the things you learn here and turn your lunch into some money. And I'm also going to be starting reading The Go-Giver. This little nugget's been on my shelf, and I cannot wait to read it. I've been hearing lots of good things about it. So we'll probably have some lessons in that coming up. But I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 24. And I thank you. And again, don't forget to subscribe, youtube.com/Create Wealth with Tara, to never miss an episode. And please feel free to share this free MLM training. I do not list build, and I do not collect emails, and I'll never pitch my opportunity or my products in any specific way in the future. So thank you guys, and I appreciate you. This is a Fish Today Wrap.